So here's a brief introduction to InVision. We'll start by talking about the problems that we're designing InVision to solve, and then get into some of the details of how InVision is helping solve them. First, no matter what type of organization you're part of, your facilities are mission critical. We often take them for granted, but collectively, facilities are the largest financial asset in the world. And in your organization, they're probably the second largest expense, right behind people. Typically, they're also the largest fixed asset on any organization's balance sheet. They're where we house our human capital and home to our critical assets and infrastructure. They represent a diverse concentration of risk, both from a security standpoint as well as business continuity. And when you think about it, we spend most of our time indoors, which can have a huge impact on productivity across any industry. So facilities are a big deal and impact cost, assets, risk, and productivity. Next, we'll take a moment to look at who cares about these issues. There are generally four groups of stakeholders when it comes to facilities operations. Executives, or those people making decisions related to all aspects of facilities. Operations, the professionals that keep them operating and productive. Safety and security, identifying risks, creating plans to mitigate those risks, and ongoing monitoring. And constituents, or anyone that spends time inside the facilities, and often the ones paying the bills. Could be students at a university, leaseholders, or employees. So we know facilities are important for a number of reasons to a number of stakeholders. But next we'll look at the common challenges organizations have operating facilities. To understand the challenges of operations, we need to take a step back and look at the complete design, build, operate life cycle. This is what comprises the total cost of ownership. And while there's some well-established standards for design and build, operations has a very different set of challenges. These challenges span many different disciplines, require a continual as-is state of data, and are also where 85% of the total cost of ownership resides. This phase can also span many decades and is where some of the biggest challenges exist today. The first challenge relates to scale. Since it's not just about spanning many operational disciplines in one place, it's often spread across a global portfolio, where you need to be able to roll up or drill down to sites, buildings, floors, or assets, as we like to say, from the world to the widget. This is where geography meets geometry and enterprise data. The second challenge comes back to technology and data. There are a number of emerging technologies which are showing great promise to optimizing operations. Everything from sensors that can provide real-time data to advanced modeling tools and indoor location awareness, as well as AI to predict optimization. The challenge of operations is that you have to reconcile emerging tech with yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Everything from disconnected assets to outdated blueprints or CAD drawings, or institutional knowledge scribbled in notebooks or on paper maps. Because most buildings and infrastructure in any portfolio have been in operation for decades, this is always a challenge. The next challenge comes back to the fragmented nature of operations. Operations means a lot of different things to a lot of different people, and stakeholders are using the tools and information they need to get the job done, but the side effect is that it usually creates complicated, isolated systems and data. Without any way to connect data from these systems, it's not easy to see the whole picture and make decisions based on the interdependencies found in the real-world built environment. In other words, while people across operations are doing their jobs, it gets complicated very quickly. You're dealing with enterprise systems, spreadsheets, documents, images, access control systems, sensor networks, floor plans, BIM, utilities, the list goes on and on. So, if those are the challenges of operations, how is InVision helping solve them? We've built InVision to embrace all the systems and data in operations, using location as the organizing principle. We then use that to support the four stakeholder groups we talked about earlier, doing their job at any scale, and make it easier to understand the big picture and save time, money, and lives across operations. So that's why we've built InVision. Next, we'll focus on how it works. It all starts with your data from different systems in different formats from different locations. We use Foundation to register that data and use location to organize and relate it. Foundation then turns it into business objects we get used in different end user applications for analysis and optimization, common FM tasks, safety and security needs, and general access for constituents. Because it's all about your data, InVision focuses on helping you get maximum value out of what you already have and transform data into knowledge. This starts with understanding what data is out there and how good it is, aligning it with multiple enterprise systems or disciplines to create usable information, turning that into knowledge through analysis, KPIs, and reporting, and eventually driving real ROI based on reliable data dimensions across the portfolio. Diving a little deeper into InVision Foundation, this is the underlying engine where most of the heavy lifting takes place. Foundation includes tools for data management, which let you automate data harvesting, QA and QC your data, and a standard information model. Tools for systems integration, which includes integration APIs, the ability to register external systems. Centralized administration, where you can set up, administer, and configure all aspects of the InVision system. Underlying reporting engine, along with standard reports, as well as a KPI card framework. Enterprise security, we can set up roles and access, as well as configurability for accessing applications on any device. Now that we understand technically what's happening behind the scenes, let's take a quick look at what it's like to actually use InVision as an end user. When you log into InVision, depending on what kind of stakeholder you are, your experience will be quite different. Here as an executive, we can see KPIs, all of our applications, including enterprise links, and choose to launch an application where we can easily filter and explore our data to better understand what's going on. If we find records of interest, we can drill down to see where those records are, access all the core and related information from multiple systems in one place, and drill down further inside buildings or infrastructure to analyze and visualize even further. This is an example of that seamless view across geography, geometry, and systems that we talked about earlier. The integrated KPI framework allows you to configure your own personal KPIs, as well as enterprise ones, and choose how you want to see the things that matter to you. That goes beyond statistics and provides the same information visually so you can understand complex information quickly and effectively in a map context, all with the same ability to drill down inside records to understand them further along with live information from other systems. Yet another way to analyze and understand holistic operations knowledge is through integrated reporting, where you can narrow the focus of your interest and choose to pull standard or custom uploaded reports for any of those elements. As we mentioned earlier, InVision has a number of data tools, including some focused data quality tools which help you understand where you may have issues. These, along with the automation tools for ingesting data, help ensure you have accurate and complete data to support decision making. And last but not least, InVision's web-based administration gives you the ability to configure all aspects of the InVision system and update or add apps and data as your needs may evolve. So that's a very quick look at some of the InVision concepts in action. But one of the most common questions we get is, how do I get started? While no two organizations are the same, we do recommend a crawl, walk, run implementation approach. Nobody's data is perfect on day one, but getting started and understanding the ROI from your current systems, data, and process is a perfect way to get started. Hopefully this overview has given you a better sense of what InVision is. Let us know if you want to learn more.